G'day, Groovers. Sunday afternoon in Tasmania, 2:39 in fact. Just been with my friends. His mum passed away during the week and took a, what did I call it? The grief care package of love. Food, a plant, I bought a really pretty camellia, really cool pot. Found this really cool retro pot on 3 wooden legs. Very groovy, jet black. But I thought I'd take it. Hey, Scout. I thought I'd go live because I'm right up on top of a hill in Sandy Bay, which is a very wealthy suburb of Hobart. I thought you might like the views. And I went right to the top. Is my car making that noise? Hey, yep, so what? My car's making strange noise. Huh. Anyway, I thought you might enjoy the sweeping views from up on the hill. Motherfucking Lynette loved that video. I don't know if you've connected with her since yesterday, yep, so what, but she loved it. I'm not sure if I can get, I think this might be a No 3 road, but I'm going to go this way just in case there's another street branching off it. Because Sandy Bay is a very hilly suburb, obviously, and but it looks over the Derwent River and the harbour and g'day, cement shoes. I mean, this is going to end up being one of those lives where I have to focus on driving and probably won't be able to read much chat, but no, you can't. I thought there might be a sneaky shortcut. I think it's the next street down. I'm trying to think where I can take you so that you really get to appreciate the views. But everyone's got really big driveways. Yes. Thank you, Scout, for the reminder. Yell at me, people. Yell at me. I love it. As Daniel Johns from Silverchair saying, come on, abuse me more. I like it. Shout at me, bitches. So yeah, I don't know if you're going to appreciate the views. And also, as always, they're a lot closer for me than they are for you. I might give my windscreen a bit of a wipe. I really want to go live later. There's a video that I really would like to play and react to. Just a few questions I noticed in previous lives. It sort of answers some questions that some of you have had. Hey, Shanyata. Yeah, it's gorgeous Tassie sky. And I've also got a heap of messages to respond to. Seeing Shanyata there, I'm like, yep. Still got me. So that's Hobart over in the distance, and then the Derwent River, and we just went past my friend's house, so you can imagine what her view is like from up here on the hill. Tony C, g'day. Hi, Francesca. I said I'd speak to you later. You didn't realise I meant live on YouTube, though, did you? I didn't plan on it. I just wanted to show the views from up on the hill where I've been, but there are better places I'll take you next time. But I hope you can get a bit of an idea of this part of Hobart, like Sandy Bay. We've got West Point Casino is that white tower. See, again, everything's way closer for me. But I can go down a street that is near the casino. It's Australia's oldest casino. I mean, don't say I don't show you the lights. why don't I go down Waimea Avenue? Then you'll get to see the water. But it's very pretty, and we have a race here every year, the Sydney to Hobart, and the yachts come in around New Year's Eve. Although in these days of all the maxi yachts, they come in well before New Year's Eve, some of them. But all these houses have amazing views of the harbour and the river, and they get to see all the ships coming up the river, and it's a pretty nice spot. But yeah, very wealthy suburb. Well, I don't live here. I went to school in Sandy Bay, but and you can see some of the leaves are now finally turning autumn colours, even though it's now officially winter. Or does it actually? It might become winter in the first of. Oh, it is June, isn't it? Or is it 1st of July is winter? Whatever. Very late autumn. Very late. Oh, God, that's an essay. I can't read that. Hang on. I'm not going to be able to read comments like that when I'm actually on the busy roads, Groovers. I was reading headlines in the US about Depp trial verdict, and they're bad too. Are people? Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry, because I can't read massive, chunky comments like that because I'm on my phone, but StreamYard doesn't have an app. It's a browser, and the bloody screen takes up most of the phone screen, and the chat's tiny. But yeah, you can see straight ahead. Now we're down on Sandy Bay Road, but there's basically on the other side of that their fence is the river, water. And then that white tower just there on the right, that's West Point. That's Australia's oldest casino. That's interesting because the other day when I was live chatting about how disappointing the headlines, and they're still continuing here, it took me forever to edit that live, but it was actually that little video that went up yesterday. That was from a live even the day before. It was literally within the 24 hours since the verdicts had been handed down. But even this morning, a quick scan, and yep, they're still very anti-Johnny Depp and very pro-Amber, the headlines. Guys, there's traffic lights. If you've got anything really urgent you want me to read, let me know. Hi, Lee D. I think anyone who watched the trial is delighted with the verdict, and anyone who didn't isn't. That's honestly how I feel about it. I haven't seen one person who watched the trial say that they were disappointed. I saw a few people say they were disappointed in Amber succeeding on one. I was like, oh, come on. That was probably a compromise to get unanimous votes for all of them. That's a fairly common tactic jurors use when you need a unanimous verdict, especially in a civil case, because nobody's going to jail. And the fact that they found the Adam Waldman one, that was fairly significant too, because even though he was an agent of Johnny, it was sort of a way of giving her a verdict but not blaming Johnny, you know. I was surprised. I don't know, there's so many YouTubers that are like, oh, I knew he was going to get up on all three. Bullshit, you did. Don't change your opinion after the event. Like, you know, I mean, I wasn't until like half an hour before the verdicts were handed down that I finally, my hinky meter. No, but see, there's really no but still though, Tawny, because it meant that we got verdicts against Amber. So if it meant throwing Amber a bone to get 3 verdicts against her for Johnny, bring it on. I'm all for that shit. And I really think, you know, the one that they found Amber succeeded on, the Adam Waldman one, was the lesser of 3 evils. I used to live down here. I'll show you. I'll show you my old house. You really do hate scammers. Who's the scammer? What am I missing? I'm going home. I thought I'd just go live and check in on all y'all. This house up here on the left on the corner with the picket fence, I used to live in that house, and this was our view from the sunroom window, looking out over the Derwent River. And what was the evidence? What was evidence that wasn't? Oh, there was so much. There's a lot to go through. Amber is a scammer. Okay. There was so much, Mel. There's a cloud that looks like a bee. What I am going to do later, though, I'm going to go live because I've had a few people ask about the decision in the UK and the significance of it and why Elaine keeps bleating about it. So we're going to do a comparison. We're going to do a discussion about the two trials. I mean, essentially the one in the States was a trial within a trial, but we'll be looking at that. But there was so much evidence that wasn't even allowed in the UK trial. Johnny wasn't allowed to present. I mean, Johnny really only had an opportunity to respond to Amber's ludicrous allegations in the Sun trial. Yeah, so that's my old house just there on the right with the red roof and the white little picket fence. That was a party house. I'm just jumping to the end. I can't read the paragraph because I'm driving again. But yeah, Elaine's pissed everyone off. But I mean, I'll give you one example of evidence that wasn't allowed to be tendered and why in the US trial. But tonight we're going to look at the Sun trial and then the Washington Post one. So the audio of Australia where Johnny's already been taken to hospital and Amber is smashing up the house and the doctor sedates her and Amber's saying she didn't mean to hurt Johnny's finger. Like, essentially the evidence that would have buried Amber's case once and for all. The reason it wasn't able to be tendered is because Jerry Judge, who was one of Johnny's security guys, is in that audio recording and he's dead. So he wasn't able to give evidence and verify it. That's just one example, but there are heaps. But I don't have a list in my mind right now that I can run through while I'm driving and think off the top of my head. But that's an example of one of them. But you guys in chat may be able to answer each other's questions a bit too. We're going through Battery Point now. I'm taking you through historic Battery Point, which is a really pretty little suburb. It's also a very wealthy suburb. These are the inner city suburbs of Hobart. I have taken you guys around here before, but there's more of you watching my channel now, so I might as well revisit. Yeah, well, if they're actually roads, Casper. But they are like little laneways. Because these were all little cobblestone streets once upon a time. They weren't designed or built for automobiles or large vehicles. But Battery Point's another very close to the city, inner city, wealthy suburb with lots of... I said Battery Point? No, Battery Point. Battery. Going up a very steep Napoleon Street at the moment. But there's some absolutely gorgeous houses. No recliner spotting today. I'm just driving home. I've been with a friend whose mum died during the week and I put together the little, care package. I'm just going to let this tailgating asshole pass me. Let's pretend we're going down here to buy a boat. Just giving you some views. Batshit Point sounds better. Maybe to you. But yeah, can you see the river now? There's a river in front of us. And in a minute, see over there, that white tower, that is the tower part of West Point Federal Casino, Australia's oldest casino. So yeah, I took Nicola and her little boy some food and we made a really yummy lunch, and I bought a camellia and a really gorgeous little retro pot that's got 3 little wooden legs that you can detach if you don't want the legs, or you can keep them on it. It's very groovy looking, little sort of 70. And then my best friend, who I talk about a lot, who lives in San Diego, she used to own one of these little red cottages, the one right up on the end, long time ago. But giving you a tour of Battery Point, not Batchet Point. Shipwright's Arms on the left, great little pub. But yeah, Battery Point's really cute. There's all these little narrow streets, and it used to be cobblestone. When I was a kid, this little suburb was cobblestone. They replaced them. Well, they didn't actually replace them. They're under the road. They kept them, but straight ahead is D'Angelo's, which is one of the best Italian restaurants in Hobart, and it's been around since I was a kid. And they make the best pizzas in the world. In fact, I almost thought about getting one to take home with me, but I'm not going to. I got things to cook. Oh, and that was Angelo just walking up the path, who owns D'Angelo's. Hi, Turtle Dove. Welcome. We've got some new members too. Welcome to all the new members. We've got next weekend, I'll be introducing our 2 little baby Tasmanian devils. If anyone sees Grandma Ducky, can you let her know that the time has come? And now we're going down onto Castro Esplanade and Salamanca Place, where I was only the other day. We've got CSIRO and the Antarctic Division on the right at the moment. It's a very pretty part, and the harbour is to our right. I'm going to drive around the harbour. I won't go along Salamanca Place. I was only on that the other day. This building on the right with all the windows is a university campus. It's on the docks. But the other side of that building is the docks, the water. If I was a uni student and that was the campus I went to, I would have spent my entire time just staring out the window. But yeah, we've finally got some autumn leaves happening in Hobart. A little bit late, but, better late than never. Weather report, it's currently 12 degrees. And up until about half an hour ago, it was really sunny. It's been a really sunny day, but I gave way. They weren't crossing. As soon as I started rolling, they started crossing, and now there's more kids crossing. Let's just sit here all day and discuss all the pedestrians. Hey, BBT. There's heaps of speed limits. What are you talking about? Google 40 kilometres an hour, which is what this whole area is. It's slow, man. Straight ahead is Parliament House, and Parliament House lawns are very pretty in autumn. It looks so much faster. Trust me, BBT. Like, I'm not going to lose points on my licence speeding ever. I'm a very responsible driver, except for the fact that I'm live on YouTube. But that's also why I don't look at chat. You hit a kangaroo on the road outside of Hobart. Yeah, we've got a lot of wildlife here because you barely, 5 minutes out of Hobart and you're driving through bush. So there's a lot of roadkill here. It's one of the sad parts of living in this part of the world. But a lot of us are trained to jump out and check the pouches and see if there's any joeys and rescue them, and also to take the animals off the road. Hey, beholder. I read chat because I was at a traffic light, or I was giving way. Come into my chat and give me a hard time. So I'm actually just going to do a little round circle bit. But yeah, so here, no, she'll go this way. But we're down at the docks now. So there's all these piers like Elizabeth Street Pier in front. And they've got lots of restaurants and bars and cafes and accommodation. There's a street, so speed sign straight ahead, 30. That's 30 kilometres, not miles. 30 kilometres an hour. Slow. It's slow. Constitution Dock on the left, and there's all the fish punts where you can buy all the seafood that was caught this morning. You can buy it uncooked or cooked, depending on what you're after. No, it looks faster. I'm not having this debate every time you come into my Drive Lives. It looks way faster, trust me. I'm actually doing 25 kilometres at the moment. The big hotel on the right, this big wooden building, that's Mac 1. It's won Best Hotel in Australia quite a few times. It's got gorgeous restaurants and stuff in it. And then in front of us is the old IXL Jam Factory, which has been converted into another hotel and art galleries called Henry Jones. And this big brick monstrosity up here is the Grand Chancellor, but I'm just going to pull in here. So you get to see one of the docks. And I can read chat before I... Oh, it's all right. You're all catching up. See, this is the problem when I am able to read chat. And then I miss all the other stuff. But, yeah, so this dock on the other side of it, that green building, it's a Muir's restaurant. There's 1, 2, 3... 4 or 5 restaurants in that little green building, but it's compared to Fisherman's Wharf a lot in San Francisco. For those of you who've been there. But yeah, lots of gorgeous restaurants, university campuses, cafes, bars. And yeah, this hotel on the right, Mac 1, I love it. That's your boat, Icon? Okay, Casper's got in quick and dibsed on the boat. And then up here, Mac 2 Wharf is where all the big cruise ships come in. So Hobart's a working harbour. It's one of the deepest natural harbours in the world. This tower is where I want a cocktail bar, that bit up the top. And yet we've got those stupid fucking scooters here now. They're everywhere. This red shed up ahead is Hobart Brewing Co. And this whole area is like, on the right, is a pub with massive outdoor areas, food vans, big fire pots. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous spot. And the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra, their home is just up ahead in this building that looks like a big metal, I've forgotten the part out of your engine, but they often just walk down there and start playing their music in the beer garden. It's really cool. So yeah, this carburetor, so this building that looks like a carburetor is the Federation Concert Hall, just here on the left, that big building, and that's where my dad's state funeral was. Is that like a seasonal area or year-round? Seasonal area. The pub's all year round, if you're talking about the pub. Romel's making you all hungry. Good. Then some of you might put food in your mouth and stop giving me a hard time. Ah! See what I did there? This building in front of us is also now accommodation, but it was originally the wool store where all the wool was brought to Hobart and sorted and packed up for people to buy their wools. And these beautiful old buildings on the right, they're the original gasworks, but they're all, I mean, Hog's Breath is an abomination, but there's a really good bottle shop in there. And now we're on the road home, which you all know. And I won't be able to read chat much, so until we're in the roadworks. So you'll just have to talk to Mel about what is Mel cooking? We just had toasted sandwiches for lunch. Oh my God. So I bought all the makings. Oh, Nicola had some stuff too. But between the two of us, we had some bitchin' toasted sandwiches for lunch. Yum. Nothing better on a brisk Sunday than an open fire and big pots of hot tea. Although we opened a little bottle of Veuve Clicquot for her mum and toasted her mum, which was very nice. I only had one glass. Don't all get upset. Straight ahead, this castle up on the hill with the incredible gardens. That's my summer home. No, it's Government House. That's where our governor lives. But you're all pretty much familiar with this drive home. You might spot some changes in the roadworks because that's about as scenic as it'll get for a lot of you who know this road like the back of your hands. We're about to go over the Tasman Bridge. But for anyone who is joining us for the first time, this is the drive home from town. The big smoke. This bridge freaks people out that there's 5 lanes and no dividers and we all can drive over it without driving into each other. Incredible. I do like that Tassie gives us a bit of credit for having half a brain. Now that I've said that, watch some fuckwit come over the rise and be in the wrong lane. But it does freak people out. It's normal to us. We're all just like, yeah, you just get in your lane and drive over the bridge. But for some reason, and BBT Boston will probably think I'm doing 500 kilometres an hour. I'm doing 65. Ask Casper. Casper does live drives. It does look way faster than you're actually going. But yeah, it's a real shame that the media haven't had time to properly review the verdicts and maybe watch a bit of the trial and go, oh hell, actually, this is a good result. So disappointed in Australia for siding with Amber Heard, or the media anyway. And the media in Australia that aren't siding with her, they're not mainstream and they're not being read by the general public. It annoys me. And I could have put so much more venting in that video that I did. It took so long just to make a 10-minute video. I really need to. What I'm going to start doing, guys, if I've got a topic that I want to give a little chat, like a little vent about, I'm going to do the vent at the start and I'll greet a few people at the start, but then I'm going to avoid chat and just do what I need to do. Say my bit. So then at least when we end up chatting and carrying on like pork chops for 4 hours, I can just slice out the bit at the start where I said something of relative importance, to me anyway, and then make a little video of it. because I think we all have some really great conversations and we cover a lot of really interesting subjects, but nobody who doesn't know my channel is going to sit through a 6-hour live hoping that I might say something intelligent or seemingly intelligent. So I get really easily distracted by chat. So I'm going to start to be disciplined like a lot of the other YouTubers. And the other thing I'm going to do more is I'll just record standalone videos of things that I want to chat about and do them, and then maybe go live and play it, and we can, or repeat it, and we can discuss it. But I'm learning stuff about YouTube, and I need to be more intelligent about how I use our content and the conversations that we have. But yeah, I'm so easily distracted. I'll be starting to talk about something. I even noticed that when I was trying to do that video the other day, just how much editing it required. Because even mid-sentence, I'll be like, hey, Dawn. Or someone will say something and I'll be like, I don't know what you mean. And then 5 minutes later, I'm back on track, and then they'll be like, keep up, Tori. And I'm like, you do this. You keep up, motherfucker. You're still talking about something from 20 minutes ago. I've moved on. So that's going to be my plan. I'm not going to be like Critical K and deliver a monologue for half an hour or anything like that, but I just want to get what I need to get off my chest, and in a little compact 10-minute thing, then I can cut that out as a little standalone video. And then it means I can also have fun doing little 10-minute videos with all of us being really silly. But I paid attention to a few channels and realised that so many of them, it looks very casual and informal when they first go live, but they're actually being very structured and sensible so that they can pull out the substance. There's not many of us live drivers out there, Casper. That day you and I did the double one, that must have been so weird for people to watch. Hey, Humanimal. I glanced down. I saw your name. Hello, Groover. Lee D, hello. Hello to anyone that's come in that I haven't greeted. So, yeah, that's sort of the plan. Like, I mean, if we're just going to do a live, you know, like a cooking live and have a bit of a chat, then I'm not going to be like that. But if it's a topic that we're covering or something, I just think, knowing my weaknesses, it's a smart thing to do. But the other reason is, I think I spent 4 hours on that video to get a 10-minute edited video. Like, I don't have that kind of time. So I'm kind of trying to do it to make did you just suggest we do a triple live, Casper? You insane? Miss K, I saw your name. Hello. I couldn't watch. I don't know how you guys watch me. I'd just be listening and not watching. Although I know some of you are heavily invested in the ever-evolving roadworks because I've forced you to be. So that's my plan. I think it's a really good use of time in the absence of an editor who can just get my little grab and have a video ready to go before I've even finished my live. I'm trying to make it as easy for me as possible. So that's the plan. So I'll do a bit of a here come the beautiful people and greet some people rolling in and check in on everyone. And then I'm going to go, all right, I've got some shit to say. It won't be long because I don't like the sound of my own voice as it is. I hate editing me because it's me talking and I shouldn't say hate, but I didn't enjoy it. Just listening to my voice and seeing my face, not my comfort zone. So I'm going to do my little quick 5-minute, this is what's pissed me off, ranting palooza, then cross over into chat. And it's possible that chat will end up being included in my videos as well, some of the fun that we have, but I'm going to be a bit more structured. Are you talking about doing 3 people driving? How confusing that it would look? Oh, I reckon people would get seasick. Now, we're going through very slow roadwork area at the moment, so calm your tits, everyone. We're not speeding. Although I am being tailgated. If you want to overtake me, go for it. It's 60 for everyone. Also, Scout's going to be the 3rd person. You'll be driving in New York. Oh, my God. And see, I'd want to watch you. I'd be like, I'm logging off. I'm watching Scout driving around New York. There's a lot of scrap metal on the road I was just trying to avoid. I hope the people tailgating me ran over it because I reckon it'll fuck one of their tyres up. Thank you, Humanimal. Yes, I'm growing up. I'm learning things. Because our chat, do you know what I love about this channel? All these other channels that have 600 people watching, but they have like 4 people chatting. Like I usually have, I know there's a few lurkers, which is great. I loves me, my lurkers. But the people that are in my chat are usually the bulk of the people watching. And honestly, the other day when there were like 34 people or whatever, the chat was actually flying for me. It was really hard to keep up. StreamYard's annoying with chat because you try to slow it, like scroll back to find something, and then the whole page just scrolls straight up, and it's a hard thing to do, driving that bus. So, yeah, I think like your little standalone composed videos, Humanimal, I need to be doing that too. We do have a very animated chat, and there's a lot of, look at this car up front with all the stank coming out of its exhaust pipe. That can't be good for the car or the environment. Yeah, look, I can put chat on slow mode, and I've thought about doing that because I've never seen a channel go in slow mode when there's like 30 people in chat, but you guys are a chatty bunch. But another thing people don't understand is that chat is ahead in YouTube. It's ahead of StreamYard. But StreamYard, the video, is ahead of you guys. Like, it's really confusing. I think people need to actually just, even if they do a private live, need to just download StreamYard. I don't have the free version. I pay monthly. But put StreamYard on and do a live. No, you need the chat. It's really hard. And then you've got all these different windows open for things that you want to play, and you've got to share them into StreamYard and then share them onto the stream, and there's a bit going on. And reading chat isn't always the priority either. Like, I'm often reading an article on a completely different screen because on the StreamYard screen it's fairly small. So I go to the actual page that I'm sharing, like you guys see it when I do batshit. And then there'll be people saying something in chat, and then whenever I get back to StreamYard, there'll be a comment about something I haven't read in chat, but I'm not even in chat. Like, I'm not even on that page. It's a lot to juggle. It's like conducting a friggin' symphony. Yeah, the delay's bad. And you get told off for missing something or not understanding it. It's like, well, your chat's ahead of what I'm talking about in my... What's coming out of my mouth is in a complete... Yeah, it's so fucking confusing. It is. But anyway. All you can do is think about ways to make it work better for everyone. So, yeah, I mean, I'll actually say before I start, when I do my lives, before I start my little spiel, I'll be like, this will take about 5 minutes. So if you don't want to just listen to me doing a monologue, isn't that what Kay used to say? Which it's not. A monologue is actually like a speech from a play. But anyway, I'll be like, come back in 5 minutes and we'll be chatting if you don't want to hang around. But then don't ask questions about what we're talking about if you didn't stick around to hear that bit. Abil, enjoying the scenery. The roadworks, woo! But I do love these sandstone effect new retaining walls they've done on the left. I love them. I love them. They're not big, ugly concrete things. I mean, they are, but they've done that nice little sort of sandstone effect over them, which I think is very creative and pretty. Oh, Humanimal, it gets really hard. And then, you know, and then on top of that, you've got trolls rolling in and porn bots. I mean, it's all happening. So I'm just going to do my little workers vent. And I've been watching other YouTubers and I've worked out that, yeah, although it looks very natural and they're like, oh, I'm live, a lot of them do say, I just need to talk about this first and then I'll be over in chat soon. And then there's people like Gray Hughes who, you know, they want everyone to sort of come in and say hello very quickly and then he can get on with his show. He gets really irritated when he's been live for 40 minutes and someone comes into chat and everyone in chat's going, hi, so-and-so. He's like, for fuck's sake, I'm doing a show. Like, catch up later. Whereas I'm happy for you guys to all do that and chat, but it's distracting. I'll do my little spiely bit and then, yeah, we love it. I think we're the only channel that has fun with the porn bots. But we've always been a bit kind of we're the anti-YouTubers, like what so many other people on YouTube do and get all butthurt about. We've always found great joy and laughter in. Yeah, I know Gray's like me in the classroom, but I get it. I mean, I do get it. Like, he has hundreds of people watching him and, you know, it's fine if someone comes in and one person says, g'day, Groover, but when there's 30 people all going, hi, so-and-so, and he's done all this research and work, you know, and he wants everyone to pay attention to Gray. But, I mean, I'm not like that. That's why I feel if I do my little blurb at the beginning, you'll all get used to it. You'll all know that that's the time to go and fill up your mega pints and go out and have a ciggy or whatever you need to do and come back 5 minutes later and we'll start chatting. But I really want to do little videos because we've covered some amazing shit in so many of my lives. It's buried in, well, God, recently 9 hour lives that I'm just, I mean, my channel has just been a heap of really long lives, and anybody new to this channel isn't going to go, oh, I might just sit down and listen to this 9 hour live in case that person says something interesting. You've got to do your little videos. Why the penny's only just dropping for me now? Because I'm not that um, observant, I guess. I'm not that. YouTube's a hobby for me and I really enjoy it. But I might as well make it work for me too, you know? Oh, I got to slow down. I was doing 41 in a 40 zone. BBT's right. I was speeding 41 kilometres an hour instead of 40. Fuck, Tori. I don't want the porn bots to move on. Team Animal. You have no idea how much joy getting a photo of Elaine with a porn bot. We're better than Tinder because here we take it up the butthole as the caption under Elaine's photo. I mean, that brought me great joy. I've got quite a few screenshots of me. I'll be doing a little video of them soon. Keep an eye out for that. So, yeah, I kind of think, well, I'm putting all this time and effort into my channel now, which I'm really loving. But I'm going to be a bit smarter about it, a bit smarter. I'm actually going to start going back through some lives. Like Mel and I, back in the early days, we did some funny stuff. And I want you guys to see how far we've come. I mean, we haven't actually changed at all, but I still want you guys to see some of the shit that Mel and I did back in the day. Ever since that day that I was flapping around in Molly Golightly's chat and Mel came in and was excitedly telling MGL that she was from Australia and MGL should come to Australia, and I knew that MGL wasn't a fan of Australians because every Australian she met, she reckons, is a bitch. And I said to this girl, Mel, didn't know her from a bar of soap. I'm like, you may not want to be recommending she comes to Australia because she thinks we're all bitches. And from that moment on, Mel and I were buddies. But there's people on YouTube who think we both came from some bizarre fucking community I've never been a part of. And it's not true. Mel and I met in Molly Golightly's chat in 2018. The only good thing Molly Golightly's ever done. Brought Mel and I together. Yeah, look, I don't know how many more subs I want, Him Animal. It's not really about that. It's more that I like to use my time wisely. And I keep doing, I think we've had some great conversations, awesome panelists, lots of fun, just buried in so many lives. And someone was saying to me, well, Deb Blue Decky the other day was in chat saying, what are we going to talk about now? I was like, we'll be talking about Johnny and Amber for a while, yes. But I thought, well, I might get a bit retrospective and do some editing and get some old shit happening on my channel. And I mean, obviously, channel growth is nice, but I don't want it to grow to the point that we lose our mojo, you know. We don't want to lose the vibe in here. The problem with shorts is you've got to make them like what I wanted to do was make shorts from existing material that I've existing content, and I can't work out how you can do that. Like other people seem to be able to, but I've only had a shorts button a fairly short while. But unless it's like brand new footage that I create, which is just another thing to do. Like I kind of, what I'm trying to do is use the stuff that I've already got. The vibe brought you here. Yay. And I like to think I think the vibe will hopefully keep attracting more of the same. Like Jen Lou, when she was on panel with me the other night, put something up on her channel. I've got to send her a massive thank you because I've been meaning to do it. I just had a lot on and not much time at home. But the people that came from her community to chat that night just fit right in. But it was like they'd always been part of our community. It was awesome. So I'm hoping the channel will be a bit like Tasmania. Like Tasmania attracts the right people that get it. I mean, the people that come here and don't get it don't come back. But the people who do get it end up moving here. I like to think of my channel as being a bit like Tasmania in that regard. Like, we'll get the right people. But I don't think I'd cope with, like, a massive channel. And by massive, I mean, like, even 4,000. I mean, I know that's not a massive channel in the YouTube world, but for me, that would be, like, more than double what we are now. That's daunting to me. I wouldn't know what to do with that many people. Like, I'm continually surprised at the number of you who keep coming back. I'm waiting for the day that you're like, oh God, it's a fucking woman. I'm sick of her. I can't believe you guys come back. But to be putting out content that will make 4,000 people want to come back, that's a lot of pressure. No, there's plenty of big channels that don't do drama, Casper. There's shitloads. The drama shit is, I mean, a very easy way to grow your channel very quickly if you're in the drama community. But just Google the 100 biggest channels on YouTube and you won't find a drama channel in there. There's shitloads of channels that have really good content that don't do drama and have millions of subscribers. The drama channels are all really small fry. I just want my channel to reflect the work I've put in, you know, like I just want it to be a really good library of what I've been doing for 4 years. Because at the moment the hours are there. Oh my God, the hours are there. But now we've got an ambulance coming behind me, so I'm just going to be paying attention to getting out of the ambulance's way. What was the beautiful thing that Turtle said? I missed it. I was focusing on letting the ambulance through. See how lovely we are down here, how we all pulled over. Well, actually, you wouldn't have seen how we all pulled over because there's quite a few cars behind me pulled over too, but I'll go down to the beach for 5 minutes so I can quickly engage in chat because I can't read the small print comments. I'm so sorry. Short and shouty's the best when I'm driving. But yeah, so I'll be digging up crap from the past and making little short clips for you guys, and I'm really enjoying editing. I always have. I just haven't really had the time to do it. But even though it took forever to edit that thing the other night, it just made me realise how if I get what I need to off my chest and do a little clipped video and then let loose with chat. And, I don't care if we do a 20-hour live. And I'll timestamp spots that are worth doing little clips as well of us all mucking around too. Like, I don't want it just to be me crapping on all the time. We're a community. It's about everyone. I've just got to be a little bit more disciplined at the start and we'll be fine. That's all I got to. It's all I got to do. Isn't that pretty, Abil? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but because we're an island, the sky is very blue here because we're surrounded by water. And we get seasonal skies because the colour of the water changes as well. And plus, one of the benefits of being out on your phone, being in a browser, is you guys do get a pretty amazing panoramic view. You can see way more of the sky than I can. So yeah, Better Call Tours. We're growing Better Call Tour. We're losing our learner plates, our L plates. We're putting our little P plates on. I'm learning shit. I swear to God, though, I tried so hard to listen to a YouTube channel talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, verdict, outcries. Well, it wasn't an outcry, but I can't even remember what it was. I swear to God, I will never, ever, please, nobody send me a link to a YouTuber who does reactions and hasn't got the decency to pause what they're reacting to and just keeps talking over the top of it. I don't know whether it's just me getting old and grumpy, but I can't handle it. When I first came to YouTube, I couldn't handle it when people had a panel and they all talked over the top. Now, people will talk over the top of each other in a conversation, even when you're not on YouTube. It's just the way it is. When I did breakfast radio and we did interviews, we tried so hard to not ever talk over the top of who we were interviewing. Like, we'd wait till we were convinced they'd stop talking and then we'd go on to the next question and then start talking again and be like, oh, fuck. It sounds like we're talking over the top of them, but they're also not moderating their responses. But these YouTubers who keep reacting to stuff and they've got the audio playing underneath them, I don't know, it makes me really, I don't know if it's anxious or stressed, but I don't like it. I tried. I quite like that particular YouTuber and their personality, but then I'm just like, I can't listen to this. You're making me anxious. You enjoy listening to me? Thank you. I think you guys have got interesting things to talk about too, and that's why I think if we are just a little bit more slick at the start, it's very easy and very much quicker for me to pull out something if I think it's worth pulling it out. But there might also be moments in chat where you guys are going off and I'm reacting to that and having fun with everyone, that it'll be all compact. It won't be, now back to what I was talking about, or let me just finish this point. Like, editing all of that out is painful. And I initially had about 30 minutes of me crapping on about the negative media reactions in Australia, and I managed to crop it down to 10 minutes, but there were still way more bits of it further in the live that didn't even make the cut. I probably didn't even get to my really good points, to be honest, but people are not prepared to come up on panel. In this community, I really, Jen with me the other night. I mean, she was with me for about 7.5 of the 9 hours we were live, and it does make life a lot easier. But I also think if you're going to have a YouTube channel and turn your mic on and talk to people, if you can't hold it on your own, then you probably shouldn't be. Well, it's not that you shouldn't be doing it. You should just be like a panel channel and not like if I can't hold my own, then I don't think I, there are probably times where I could have dropped links and I haven't because I want to wrap things up and I know that a panel's going to make the live go longer and I need to go somewhere or I've got people coming for dinner or I need to go to bed. Um, and when you're doing, I mean, that goes straight to it. I mean, in recent times, like Jen Lou's got her own channel and she's used to doing commentary about crime and court proceedings and stuff like that. So she was the ideal person to have. But I don't want to put someone up on my panel and they start talking over the video that we're all watching and doing exactly what I don't like other YouTubers doing. Like you've kind of, if you haven't got the opportunity to chat before they come up on panel and then they take over and I mean, there's some scam baiting videos of mine where that happened. It's really hard to boot them off. I had a lovely time with Jen and she's probably thinking I'm terribly rude because I still haven't thanked her. I'll be doing that when I get home. You can come up and annoy me, Casper. If I'm honest, I think people come to see you and Mel Mel. Hey! Well, Mel Mel and I have been live together more than anybody else. But I don't know. I feel like if you're going to turn the mic on and you're on your own, you've got to be able to hold your own. And I like to think I can do that. But I also, I really appreciated Jen Lou. And even when Mel Mel was up on that panel, that was really great. But they also, I mean, we weren't watching courtroom. We were basically waiting for the jury to come out with a verdict. Screenshot for a painting. Good girl. Well, guy, I don't actually know, but I feel like I live in a painting. Love you, Miss K. But yeah, when the actual trial was happening, for me, the thought of putting someone up on panel, like if someone had popped up during the hour-long lunch break or whatever, that's fine. But if we were actually live and they weren't muting themselves and they were talking over the trial, which I was trying to listen to, I would have been really unfortunately, my personality is people pleaser, and I would find it incredibly hard to tell someone up on my panel to please shut up because they're talking over what we're all there to watch. But I've had lots of people up on my panel. I've had, we used to do a really bad karaoke at the end of a lot of the scam baiting stuff, which was so much fun. We'd have a panel cram. And I think too, because often I'm going for a walk on the beach or I'm driving, I'm on my own, so I'm sort of used to. I feel like you do. Well, I kind of know that you do French, and I feel for you. Feel for you, Groover. Mel is next level comedic genius on facts. She sure is. Do you go into Mel's chat and say that about me? It's a bit of an ongoing joke with Mel and I. It's like we seem to get complimented in each other's chats more than we do in our own. Turtle Dove's like the person who wears a Pearl Jam t-shirt to a Metallica concert. I actually have to find what the lovely thing. Actually, wait a minute. Apparently, Turtle Dove said something nice earlier. Hang on, let me find it. Where is it? Yeah, they do, Casper. I agree with you. It's hard. Also, Troy, people may look great on the outside, but they don't have your vibe or chat. No, our vibe and chat's awesome, as is the Tassie sky. I haven't laughed as hard as I have laughed here in years. Well, see, that's lovely because that's all Mel and I ever want to do is make people laugh. When you played Rearview Mirror, your brain exploded and you cried. Subs are amazing. I've never gone live or asked for a sub and I have more than 1,400. I try not to think about it. But Tori should think about it. I'm thinking about it. That's as far as the chat went. You only come for Tori and the cool chatters. It's a great community. I feel blessed every day. I really do. Because isn't it weird how there's some YouTube channels and the chat is just got such bad negative juju. You're like, oh, I'm not speaking in this chat. You've only said Metallica 14 times because of boyfriends I've endured. Oh, so I chose a good analogy. The world does need laughs, and we're good at delivering them, I think. But yeah, do you want me to go live later to do the discussion about the UK trial? Do any of you guys feel like you'd like to know more about the UK trial and why whenever Elaine mentions it, I lose my shit and tell her to do her homework? Or the people that were trying to be edgy and be pro-Amber and were using the UK trial as some sort of evidence that Amber's the victim. G'day, Aussie as fuck. Hello, Grover. Yeah, they don't have a sense of humour, and they also don't seem to have a lot of care for each other either. You'd like that, Lee? All right, cool. The world needs 1,000 Zans, 100 edibles, and a wake-up refresher on humour. Indeed. I visit your channel because you make sense straight up. Can you remind me how to pronounce your name again? Is it Abil? Ebeli? I can't remember. I know you've told me before. Laughter is definitely the best medicine and is so needed for our mental health. It is. Although, as my friend and Australian comedian Greg Fleet says, laughter is the best medicine unless you're sick, and then medicine is the best medicine. Yeah, okay. Well, you don't know much about the UK trial except it sounds dodgy. Yeah, it is dodgy. Oh, Aussie's keen too. All right. Because I thought I found a channel that have summarised it, I think, into like a 40-minute video. So we'll put them on and have a bit of a chat about it. I mean, there's I look at the time when it happened, I was watching it. I'm not watching the trial because it wasn't televised, but I was watching the media coverage. But media. And also I tried to not refresh my memory of it while I watched this trial because I didn't want that to influence. But I do know about the connections a judge has to the Sun newspaper through his son, whose friend worked there. Might still work there. I don't know. I also know that judge has been criticised for other judgments as well. So your friend is friends with Greg too? Nice. Greg eats my spaghetti bolognese with his hands. He loves it that much. He shoves it into his face. He was my first comedian that I got to be the supporting actor who had a bit of a name in Australia, and we've had a very good friendship for a long time. I mean, I haven't seen, well, the last time I saw Fletty was in Tassie last year, but he's had quite the life story. Actually, his story is incredible. His father's the best of, I mean, he's got so many great stories, but his father faked his own death. Like insanity. Not many people are looking at it. Well, now that I've said that, watch what's going to happen. I'll go home and do the things I need to do because I've got a few things I want to do. I've got a few projects and a few things I need to plant. So I won't be going live till a bit later, but some fucker will go live and do it. You watch. And they'll have 83 million people watching them. But I'm playing someone else's channel who's already covered it or who's done like a really good summary. I hope you haven't listened to it yet. It could be awful. Greg is a survivor. Greg's had a really tough life. I mean, it's even been tough to be friends with Greg. Not so much me personally. I've never had an issue with it, but yeah. Inside Greg Fleet is a very big heart, but he has got lost along the way. Ask Fleety to... Yeah, he might do it. He could, I guess. He's very funny. He's one of Australia's best comedians. He's just messy, which, you know, he's like Johnny Depp. He's messy, which makes him not necessarily the ideal person to work with. I never had an issue with him. I had nothing but fun with him. He walked out on stage after I did the opening set for him and said, bit of a worry when a brand new comedian is your support act and they're funnier than you are. That was how he complimented me. But to this day, Greg Fleet is way funnier than me. And he's also way more troubled than me, and I think you've got to be really troubled to be really funny. It's quite decent little waves out there for the little surfers that are out in 11 degrees Celsius. So God knows what the temperature of the water is. All right, I'll have a ciggy and then I'll head home. And we'll do that a bit later. We'll have a look at the sun trial in a lot of detail, and it was, but he's a charmer. He knows the right. I'm sure he's used that with other support acts as well. But I've had some very funny nights with Fleety. And no, I've never shagged him. Is it only 9 degrees in Melbourne? Yeah, and you all make fun of how cold it is in Tassie? And look at you even doing the 0.1. Technically. Well, I don't care. I'm rounding down. But yeah, we're 2 degrees warmer than you. You're exponentially troubled as fuck. Look, people who are troubled are sensitive and empathetic and creative. A lot of the beauty in the world is because, like, the beauty created by human beings has been created by troubled human beings. You might be asleep, Scout. You might have to watch the replay because it's 4 p.m. here now. I'm thinking in a few hours, and because I'm working tomorrow, so it won't be a late night for me. Plus, I went to a 60th birthday party yesterday, and I'm all raged out. As in raging at a party, not rage as in anger. That's why I said it, Francesca. I knew someone would be thinking it. See you, Lee G. See you a bit later, hopefully, Groover. Yes, I bring you all down here for peace and zoning out, Aussie. You should know that. I don't know exactly what time, Aussie. I've only just got home. I've got to work out. There's a few things I want to do outside before it gets dark, so I've got some things I need to plant. Sonny will probably want some attention because I haven't actually been home much this weekend. I've had a lot on. I've got messages on YouTube I need to reply to badly and urgently, especially Jen Lou. If anyone is a Jen Lou person and she does a live or something, or you see her around the traps, can you tell her that I am forever grateful for the live the other day, and I'm so sorry that I haven't responded to her sooner. But I had my niece's birthday, one of my best friend's birthdays, and then another one of my best friend's mother's death earlier in the week. So I've been a bit away from the computer. Yeah, I imagine you'll still be asleep, gorgeous, unless you get up at like 4 a.m. or something. But I'm thinking, I just saw if you said it's 2 a.m., I'm like, well, even if you only sleep for 6 hours, 6 hours for me from now is 10 p.m. There's no way I'll be live at 10 p.m. I'm thinking more like sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish Aussie at the latest. What time's good TV time for you, Aussie? Or is there something you're watching on telly that you want me to avoid? Or what time are children asleep in your home? But yeah, probably I would imagine it might go for 2 hours, so I'd probably maybe 7-ish. You'll check back like, yeah, probably 7 p.m. Tassie time. Maybe even 6:30. I mean, I will be responding to her today, but I hope she doesn't think I'm rude. I've just had a bit on outside of YouTube and being on my computer. I could have written her a thank you the other day when I was editing that video, but you can't really do that and do something. That's why editing's tricky, which is why I need to do really neat, concise introductions to whatever the topic we're going to be talking about, so I can just crop it really quickly and make a little video. Because you can't do other things. Like editing is one job where you cannot do anything else. G'day, brown dog prospecting. How are you? And thanks, Scout. I just don't want her to think I'm rude or ungrateful because I had such fun with her. But a lot of people spend more time on YouTube than I do. And I do feel that sometimes people might think I'm a bit rude because it might take me. Like, I know I've got several messages from Shanyata to respond to. There's quite a few comments under quite a few of my recent lives and stuff. He ends up getting about 10.375, I think, brown dog. But yeah, he ain't going to get it. She hasn't got any money. I don't know why Elaine keeps saying she's going to appeal. Who's going to fund that? I mean, she owes them $6 million. She owes Johnny 10.375. Good, thanks, Tori. Rude, not. Hey, did I not say how you doing? Groovy Aussie. Appeals are very expensive. But I think Amber was dropping some opportunities to appeal against even her own lawyers, like mentioning the photos that they never showed in court and stuff like that. Oh, Petty Change. Sorry, see, okay, whatever. I don't know why I'm being so 10.375, but I think because I actually succeeded in maths for the first time in my life under pressure. When the verdicts were handed down, I was impressed at how quickly I worked out the amount. So now I just want everyone to know. No, I'm not rude. Until I did whatever. I did a live once about how much I couldn't stand Pepper going, whatever. You see no rich men in her future? I don't know. She's probably going to end up with some guy that will be what's known in the industry as a star. So I feel like someone will just hook up with her because they want to be with somebody who was fleetingly a star, and that will be their gratification, is being with somebody who was once famous. They won't care about the trial. And in fact, they'll buy into all the mainstream media painting her as the victim still. I know, whatever. You hope there's rich men in your future, punished dad? My grandmother years ago said, marry an older man with a bad cough, a rich old man with a bad cough. I've got AU dollars. American media are like, how we failed Amber Heard. Oh my God. Australian media too. What is going on? If you want to dig for it. Well, you're the prospector in chat. You dig. You dig and share what you find with all of us. A bad cough or a tall sticker? Cough, cough. So we've got to go prospecting and dig up the gold. But chances are I'm a lot older than you, so there goes that theory. AU is a chemical. I thought it might have been. When I first saw it, I thought it went straight to Australia. Gold. That came on the radio the other day, and I busted out some dance moves I haven't busted out since 1987. All right, so we've sorted things out. I'm going to be more 50-ish. Well, we're in the same decade. Yeah, poor old Ellen. You picture Amber becoming same as Ellen Barkin in looks and attitude. Definitely the tude. Not sure about the look. I mean, Amber is genetically beautiful. I mean, she's got a rotten soul, but she definitely had that 1940s movie star look about her when Johnny met her. Like, you can see why he fell. Which island? Australia. Huh? I mean, oh, Brown Dog can buy the private island. Yeah, buy Tasmania. Oh, no, not Christmas Island. That has a bleaker history than Tasmania does. Save your pennies. Let's buy the little island out there, Isle of Caves. Great diving. People from all around the world fly here to dive at Isle of Caves. Oh, Amber's completely munted now. She's fucked now, but map of Tassie. I know, isn't it sweet? It looks like a little love heart. Bleak history doesn't matter if you've got a bright future. True. Profound. Look at the profundities you all deliver. You really are more interesting to listen to than me. I'm logging off, boo boo. I will be live in a few hours. Give me a couple of hours to just do some Sunday afternoon stuff because it's the longest amount of time I've had at home all weekend. And part of that will involve spending time with Sunny. She's probably hanging out for a head massage. I am over the pond and over the hill. I'm over it all. Well, not really. That's one thing. All right. One little mini vent before I log off. Haven't listened to drama channels for quite a while, thank fuck. Don't miss them at all. But I did remember the other day how many YouTube drama channels go live all the time, bitching and moaning. And I'm over it. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. Well, if you're fucking over it, log off and leave us be. But oh no, they'll be live again the next day. I'm over it. Get off YouTube then. The easiest way to fix being over it is to log off or switch off the TV channel or the radio or whatever you're over, just end it. For all of us, please. Not your lives, just end the misery. If you're over it, then find a hobby. Get a route, do something. Hi, I'm just going live again for another 10 hours because I'm over it. Really? Well, wait. Just shut up. The biggest waste of time and space ever. I mean, I think for me, I escaped that community, thank fuck. Well, I wasn't ever really in the drama, but those channels, some of them still had a little bit of substance, but oh my God, I'm over it. You made this happen. They go live and they're like, so-and-so said all this horrible shit about me. I'm over it. They're responding to the shit you said about them. You created the thing you're over. Yeah. Build kites for kids. You always get banned. I mean, that's an achievement because they really will take all the swill they can get. Be proud. It is. It's the same bullshit over and over and over again, and they're over it. But then they'll be live again tomorrow, still being over it. Years later, they're still fucking over it, and people keep tuning in to listen to them bitching about how they're over it. And the people that are tuning in aren't over it either. I mean, even if they are over it, they still keep going back for more of the creators saying they're over it. That shit fucking crazy. We do get you turtled up because we are the unique people of YouTube who find each other after we've all scrambled through ridiculous communities. Somehow we all end up in this little rooftop gin bar in the middle of YouTube City. And it's just like coming home. How many times have you heard moving on from the drama? Drama addicts. But they're all fucking over it. Oh, this is a decent little wave. Oh, he came off. I always pick a surfer that I follow and like watch while I'm sitting here. I was sure he was going to catch that, and he just got absolutely dumped right on the crest of it. And it was a good little wave. He was just in the wrong spot. Oh no, they're coming off all over the place. It could be the waves. And the waves may not have a lot of weight under them. I find that sometimes when I'm boogie boarding, they don't got power. No loyalty. No, but they still roll in pretending to be loyal. This is where all the hot single babes are. Oh, indeed. Cannot say gin bar. Better than the dive bar where most people on YouTube seem to be stuck. Oh, we know we know the reality of it. I just like being melodramatic and having fun. We all know inside. And I mean, I know if I went live bitching about someone on YouTube, I'd have 600 people rocking up to listen. But it's fun just to constantly comment on them. We do get dolphins, seals, no, but there are lots of seals in Tassie. And we get whales. We actually get whales more than anything. Well, I'm toasty in my car, but yeah, it'd be a bit brisk out there. Although it is still a delightful 11 degrees. I just make observations. The funnier I am, the more they beat the heck out of me. Luckily, I'm resilient as a mosquito that gets whacked with a sandal. Resilient as a whale in Japanese open water. We do. We've got lots of penguins and they're cute. We've got fairy penguins. They're really cute. All right, I'm going to go because it's starting to get a bit dark and I would like to, at the very least, get my new bulbs in. So I'm out of here. Come back at around 6:37, 7 probably, by the time I've done my gardening and planted a delightful 8.7. I've heard it's flipping cold on the mainland, and quite a few of my mainland friends have been asking me what they need to do to get warm. You're waiting to see a surfer disappear? That's a bit grim. We do still call them fairy penguins because we're not catering to the overly sensitives. I don't think it's actually offensive to the gays. It's offensive to all the people who like to get offended on behalf of gay people. Have you noticed that? The most offended and outraged people on the planet are all offended and outraged about stuff that's got nothing. Like Johnny, when Elaine did the "You'll Never See My Eyes Again," and everyone was all, "Oh, how disrespectful!" And Johnny laughed at it. Like if anyone was going to be offended or had a right to be offended, it was Johnny, and he wasn't. So stop being offended on his behalf. Oh, I love you, cuties too. Mutton birds. Mutton birds mainly on the islands up north of us. King and Flinders Island, where the mutton birds are. Aussie time? Well, I'm in Australia. What? He laughed. I adored him more. Who laughed? I can't keep up. You have a good one too, gang gang. All right, groovers. Stay groovy. I'll see you in about 3 hours. And until then, I don't know. Stay warm. And if you're somewhere hot, cool down. Yeah.